Hello everyone, my name is Zachary Beaver and I have come to talk today about something that we oftentimes take for granted, and in our modern age we don't normally have to think about it, and that would be our computers. We carry around devices now that can be the size of a lap or size of a cell phone that have more power in them than the devices that were used to send man to the moon. And that's kind of one thing that's a little interesting to think about. And we don't even have to worry about what happens when we click the power button or we tap on our screens for our phones. But I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the integral parts that make all those things happen. The first major part in a computer or phone is going to be your motherboard. The motherboard is the part of the device, normally the largest part, that it connects all of the other parts of the computer together. And it's how all the other parts communicate with each other. And it allows electricity to flow from one portion of the computer to the other. The next part would be the power supply. And obviously that just supplies power to all the other areas, and it regulates the flow of power from your power source, whether that be a wall or a battery, and it regulates that energy and uses it for all the different areas that needs to go to. The next important part would be the central processing unit, also known as the CPU. The CPU is kind of the brain of the computer. It allows you to process all of the information that you're working on, and it processes the saving of a Word file or downloading things. Your CPU will take care of most of that. The next important part would be the heatsink, which actually goes over the CPU. Because the CPU, being the brain, they're often very small, and they produce a lot of heat. So the heat sink is normally a ribbed item that goes over it with a fan on top of it to suck a lot of the heat out of that and to keep the computer running the way it needs to. The next important part would be the hard drive. The hard drive is where all of your device's information is stored. So whether that's Word files, or that is music files, or this video file, for example, is being stored on my local computer. The next important one would be the RAM, which is also called random access memory. That is the information that your computer is using right now to do what it needs to be doing. So if you're working on a Word document for a class, your RAM is taking care of that. If you're watching a video, your RAM is doing that. Or if the RAM works really well with your CPU to try to process information and get it saved as quickly as possible, which is also the reason why most computers, as they age, get very slow, is because your RAM is being taken up. So those are just a few of the key integral parts of computers and the devices that we use on a daily basis. And I hope you found that informational. Hope you could learn from it, and hopefully we can start to take a look deeper into the devices that we use. And it's not just something that we click a button and it does what we need it to do. Hopefully we can start thinking about everything that goes on in the background and what makes the things that we use on a daily basis as special as they are.